65 already, and he just didn't want to give up that title and all the admiration that comes with it. And that's a trap that I see. One of my first coaching clients was a gentleman named Steve. Steve was a high-powered attorney for a Fortune 500 company. He ran an entire department full of attorneys, and he was a brilliant guy. He'd written books. He'd won Supreme Court cases against the IRS, and he was just an amazing attorney. He was also way I met him was he was one of my mortgage clients, and I'd done a lot of investment property and loans for him over the years, and I've seen his financial statements, and he'd built up quite a portfolio of investment properties. And one day I got a call from his wife, and his wife told me, "Hey, Don, you need to talk to Steve and talk him into retiring." And I was like, "Oh, why is that? He seems like he's kicking ass." And she's like, "Well, I think he's getting dementia. He's been so stressed out lately, and he's forgetting everything. He's repeating himself over and over, and he's like talking to himself." And so I had to give him a call and be like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" And he admitted to me that he's been under a lot of stress. His corporation knows that AI is going to replace most of the attorneys in his department, so they've just been dumping work on him, and his employees are burned out, and they don't want to do as much work without additional pay. So he's been taking on the load himself, and this is causing him just to be stressed. He's losing sleep. His health has gone straight downhill, and I was like, "Hey, why don't you retire? Like, you're at the top of your game right now. You still have a lot of good years left in you. You're 65 already." And he just didn't want to give up that title and all the admiration that comes with it. And that's a trap that I see with a lot of people. This is they are their job. And the first thing that people ask you when you first see them is, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" And he's always proud to be like, "Hey, a I'm the head attorney for X corporation, and I'm kicking ass." And but his wife is sitting at home not seeing him, and then when he does come home, she's worried that she's going to take care of a dementia patient for the rest of her life, and he's not taking that into consideration. And the other thing that I pointed out to him was, "Hey, you're now a liability to your company. If you start forgetting things and you blow it on some case or something like that, you're going to cost your company millions of dollars. Like, why don't you make a plan to have someone take over your position and get out of there as soon as you can? You still have a lot of good years left in you. You're not in that bad of shape, even though the stress has taken a toll. It's time to focus on you. And you have all this money, all these investment properties saved up, and there's no reason you should continue to work. I've seen your financials, and your grandkids aren't going to spend your money. So get out there and start to live." And he just didn't know what to say. He's like, I don't even know what retirement looks like. I think I would just be bored out of my mind. And that's really how I started the summit plan. I sat down with him and, "Hey, let's take a look. What's retirement look like for you? And what are your priorities in life? What things do you want to leave behind for your children and grandchildren? And have you discussed this with your wife yet? Does she have an idea of what she wants to do? And have you guys talked about what retirement looks like for the both of you, not just you?" And he admitted to me, like, "No, I never really talked to my wife about it. I wasn't really thinking of ever retiring. I thought I would just keep doing this because I'm good, but after pointing out some of the obvious things, then he finally sat down with me, and we designed a plan for him. And proud to say that right now he's in the Caribbean, learning how to be a boat captain, and he's having the time of his life. He's dropped probably about 20 pounds, and he feels like a rock star. And he's learning new things, and he's doing everything that he's ever wanted to do. His wife's with him on the boat while he's sailing, and she's just loving hanging out, checking out the Caribbean, going from port to port. And they're going to spend 2 months out there, just having the time of their lives. And he would have never done that had he not retired and not, taken up, had a specific plan for what he can do with his life. And, it's amazing how many people have the means to do things, but they choose not to because they're so tied to their title and the admiration they get from being successful, and they think that's all that matters in life. And in reality, there's so much more to life and so many other things you can do. So make a plan.